How many of you remember any mobile ad that you've seen in the last month?
Yeah, that's the problem.
So what we've done on mobile devices so far is we've basically taken the banner ads on the desktop and plastered them onto the mobile device. But we don't look at those tiny little ads because we are busy checking the weather or the stock price or playing our Candy Crush game or whatsoever. And those are interruptions. That's why I'm not surprised that nobody in the audience remember that ads.
So I find that there has to be a different way of thinking because the device is fundamentally so different and the way you reach people will be very different.
Because I think we are still trying to figure out how advertising works on mobile devices. And a natural tendency in the industry is to take whatever works on the desktop or newspapers or television and apply the same concept to the mobile device. Because the assumption is, well, all we have to do is miniaturize the whole thing and it'll work on that. Except that the history of advertising shows that as the medium changes, the method and the mode of how we communicate with people has to change dramatically.
But the first ad which came on television, before television has it was radio ads, right? So the first advertising on television was somebody sat there and actually read the ad because that's what we knew on radio. And the question is sometimes the form factor actually changes quite dramatically as to how the conversion of whether we advertise or whether we pay changes. So I'm sort of curious to know, is it simply a transition from the web to the mobile, or does something fundamentally change in terms of how we do business?
Of course, Twitter with its Vine is making these shorter videos of 6 seconds. And part of the reason is because on a mobile device, you're spending very little time. I mean, a game, if you're playing a game has a complete experience in 1 minute. You can't do a 30-second commercial in a 1-minute game, for example.
Doing mobile video, we saw the advertisers themselves realize that the ads need to be shorter to be able to get people straight to the content they're looking for. So we're now down to anywhere between, we've seen ads as short as 1 second.
Or if you're checking your Twitter feed or Facebook feed, you are in and out very quickly. So the advertising has to be a fraction of the total time that you're spending on the mobile device. And that's why they're limiting it to 1 second. Now that creates a huge challenge to the marketing creatives. How do you communicate the message in 1 second?
It was a Walmart ad, and it was just it was around Christmas time. It was like a little elf dropping on a string in front of the Walmart logo. It just said Walmart, made a little noise. That was the whole thing. More typical now, though, 6 seconds, which was unheard of just a couple years ago.
Yes.
6-second video ad. We now have brands going out of their way to make a shorter version of their ads. And the idea there, I guess, is real estate can take the form of space, but also it has an element of time to it as well.